Hey everyone, this is Paul Gale from PaulGaleNetwork.com, and I wanted to talk to you today about the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover event, which was awesome. So far we got 3 episodes, and I'm very pleased with what we got, but we have 2 more to go, and I specifically want to discuss how they could really maximize one component of it, and that is giving us Tom Welling as Superman in a scene. So here's actually an old article that you're looking at right now on my website that I put up May 13th, 2011. That was just after the series finale, after 10 years of Smallville went by. And we finally got Tom Welling right here holding his suit, and then we got the shot of him, putting on, taking off his Clark Kent outfit from the Daily Planet when there was a distress call in an elevator uptown, bombing the building, stuff like that. Had the Superman suit underneath, running, got the full shot, and that was it. We had the CGI Superman earlier, and this was the actual only shot of Tom Welling in it. You don't even get like the full version of him, and for 8.5 years we kind of waited for it would be awesome to see him come back as Superman. Arrowverse started with Arrow and the Flash and Supergirl, and we had different versions of Superman come and go, and that was all fine, but we all of us fans really wanted to see Tom Welling come back, and we finally did in part 2 of this Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover event. And as you see here, playing this little clip, we did get Tom as Clark Kent. He's on the farm with Erica Durance playing Lois Lane on Earth 167. And it was a cool scene. Tom looks great. We already knew that he was keeping in good shape for his role on Lucifer. But this still isn't him as Superman. Now the explanation is, he wanted to become a family man. He gave up his powers. Is it permanent or not? We don't know. When he takes off these gloves in the shot, you see what appears to be a blue watch. It's not the watch that his dad gave him, that Jonathan Kent gave him. It's not his watch that he was wearing in the Daily Planet. It's something different. And the fan speculation is that it's blue kryptonite, which temporarily takes away Kryptonian's powers, right? So the theory, at least that us fans are hoping, is that he gave up the powers to being Superman, to live a family life. He has his 2 daughters and Lois as his wife. He's living on the farm. Maybe he's still working on the Daily Planet, hard to say. But what we don't have is Tom Welling as Superman. Now, the Superman comic books of Smallville did continue on into season 11 and whatnot. So there we got to see what Tom looks like, artist drawing of him in the Superman costume, and that was really cool. That was fun. The first comic had, the letters Smallville sorted like a cape going behind him, and that was pretty neat. But live action, we don't have it. So I kind of had an idea, and I wanted to run it by you all. What if in episode 5 we see the heroes that are left over on Earth 1 in this newly born planet Earth, right? This newly born universe, are fighting against the Anti-Monitor, having this epic battle, and then we get a flash on the scene that says, a few minutes earlier, and it's a shot of Tom and Erica as Clark and Lois, respectively, on the farm. The sky's turning red, and Lois says to Clark, Clark, the universe, the multiverse needs you. It's time. Take off the watch. Takes off the watch, throws it. Clark says, Lois, I don't want to lose you. I can't go. She says, Clark, if you don't go, all of us are gone. Our girls need you. I need you. Come back to me, Smallville. And he kind of resentfully, flies off, We see him flying off in this outfit right here. Then you're hearing the music, that Somebody Save Me music that we got to hear earlier in the season. Well, last season, on the Elseworlds crossover event. Flies over in his, yeah, here we go, that's what I'm talking about. Flies over in his Smallville attire, goes to the fortress, dons the Superman suit really quick, and then busts out to another dimension and goes to Earth 1. We see him in the Superman suit. He joins the fight, which we previously saw the other Earth 1 heroes fighting against the Anti-Monitor. Up comes Tom Welling as Superman in one shot, helping deliver a final heat vision blast, a final punch, something like that. So we get to see him then, presumably as all of the Earths come back into one, or all of the Earths go back into, the multiverses versions of themselves. We see Tom coming back to the farm. Lois says, "I'm back," or, something like that, or you did it. And then they could end things one of two ways, or one of three ways almost. Clark could say, "Yeah, Lois, I did it, and I realized the world, potentially the universe, still needs a Superman. I'm back." Smashes the watch, destroys the blue kryptonite, and that's a little bit, and that's it. Closure, end scene for Tom Welling and Erica Durance. So we as the fans get to imagine him being this Superman that took 10 years to become Superman, that went on to being Superman for several years in their world, but then ultimately decided to give up the powers to live a normal life. For how many years it took him to live a normal life, he eventually decided, you know what, for the multiverse, this big thing, I'm going to go back to being Superman, and then afterwards, when this part of his story ends, he will resume the role of Superman. And that's cool. We never have to see it again, unless if there's some mega crossover event in 10 more years. But, probably not. Let's just say that's our closure moment. For Tom, he wears the suit once for one scene. That's it. And for us fans, we get to see it after waiting, realistically like 18, 19 years from episode 1 in 2001 to now, in 2020, almost a full 19 years to see this guy in the suit officially. And then we could tell our own stories in our head, like, okay, cool, he goes back to being Superman. Or, second option, he changes his mind and he says, that was it. That was my one and only time. If something happens again, I'm going to leave it up to fate. I'm going to leave it up to what's bigger than me. And he goes and unearths some gold kryptonite, and that permanently takes away his powers. And that's still the one more closure part where we don't see Tom again in this, multiverse crossover stuff and whatnot. And he permanently makes the decision to just live life as Clark Kent. No powers. Boom. Closure. Third option is, as he's flying back, after that one little shot of him helping out the Earth 1 heroes fight the Anti-Monitor, and then make his way back in the final shot of episode 5 of him coming to, Lois, the Erica Durance Lois on Earth 167. He hears some words from Jor-El. Kal-El, you have interrupted the flow of space and time to choose your own destiny. As a result, your powers are gone, and something like that. And well, that was it. So you could make it, he decides to go back to being Superman. He is forcibly changed to lose his powers from Jor-El or something like that for interfering in the multiverse, or he willingly chooses to no longer be Superman at all, permanently, with the gold kryptonite theory. At least that's how I see it. That would be, either one of those final three scenarios is fine. because it just paints a picture of full closure. Because, this scene itself is decent closure. It was an awesome scene. I loved it. It was great seeing, Tom and Erica back as Clark and Lois. But one thing is, we know, as of now, at the end of episode 3, every Earth is gone, right? Except for Earth 1, which even Earth 1 turned into its own new Earth. So in episodes 4 and 5, something's going to have to be solved to either bring all Earths back into just one Earth, or all Earths back, or maybe it'll be down to just 52 Earths. Or, something's going to happen. So is it possible that we see, regardless of if my theory is correct or not, is it possible that we see Tom Welling back in the last episode, and the other characters, such as Robin from Earth 66, and the other folks that were on camera that got destroyed as the red wave was coming across the multiverse? Will we see them back? Or will it just be a known thing that everyone that was destroyed came back, and they don't have to show any of the actors or actresses again? Those are a couple of possibilities. But if they want to make Tom Welling's character have a little bit more screen time, this is a way that they could do it. Again, they only have like 80 minutes left of story time, and they can't spend too much time on this. But the way I see it is, they could have in the final battle a shot of Clark and Lois on the farm, and as their Earth is being faded away, Clark hauls off, goes to the Fortress of Solitude, gets his, suit, his cape on, pops through a portal or something like that, uses a Kryptonian technology that he has, or has to fly at a certain speed and, break time, space-time to pop through into this new universe that the Earth 1 heroes are on. Something like that. They could find a way to do it. That would be awesome, in my opinion. That would be a way that you could still get Tom Welling as Superman just for a moment. And to me, that would be the best. What happens afterwards, I'm a little bit more lenient with them deciding to write off his Superman character permanently, with either Gold Kryptonite or Jor-El taking away the powers forever, or having him relive his life as Superman and deciding now, the universe, the multiverse may still need me one day, something like that. Either of those three I'm okay with. But just for the show, just for the fact that we've waited for almost 2 decades to see him fully in the suit, that would be great. Now, if they don't do that, excuse me, if they don't do a similar idea to what I shared, or if they don't show Tom and Erica at all, and it's just the multiverse is back, certain planets are back, this kind of leave it up in the air, I guess it's okay. It's still a really cool treat getting to see this version of Lois and Clark back after 8.5 years. That's fun for me, and for a lot of us. Smallville was a great show. It lasted 10 years. Even during the writer's strike of 2007, when a lot of shows didn't have anything going on, Smallville still had a season. It was still churning out, episodes. They didn't have necessarily episodes once a week, every week during that writer's strike, but they had some episodes pre-created and saved that they were still being released. So, if you look at that season, it's a smaller episode length season, but it's still awesome. And Smallville is just a special thing for me. It was my favorite show for many years, still one of my favorites of all time. I loved it, love Superman. And unlike all of you, if you're watching this, especially at this part in the video for 14 minutes, you're a fan, you're a hardcore fan too. Let me know what you think. Do you like this idea of Clark coming back for just one shot, Tom Welling specifically, for one shot as Superman, flying off, helping the other heroes out, coming back, boom? Do you think it's a good idea? Or are you totally content with this as being the only shot of him truly in the suit. You know, not counting him kind of right here helping out, Lois in the airplane and whatnot in the finale. But now I'm talking about, seeing him like this or the CGI version of him. Are you happy with that? And are you happy with, him as Clark Kent on the farm, or do you want a little bit more? I want a little bit more. Come on, folks. I know, this has probably already been filmed and whatnot, and there's nothing left to do. But if there is, if there is a little bit of filming left and it's not all fully wrapped up, boy, if you're listening, WB, please like my idea and put it in. Okay. Anyways, it's been fun discussing. It's an idea that I've had ever since, this episode 2 dropped a few weeks ago on December 9th, I think. And yeah, tell me what you think. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Hope you all have a good one. And if you want to have any more discussions with me, feel free to, drop a comment in the comment section below, and I'll get back to you. I'll answer everybody. Okay. Thank you. This is Paul Gale from PaulGaleNetwork.com signing out. Hope you all have a good day. Bye.